especially Hinduism, in the World Parliament of Religions held in 1893. He argued that the ancient sages of the present true religion is to be the full of love for all and to reject all narrow mindedness and sectarianism. I consider myself blessed to have come to this city. For me, it is nothing less than a pilgrimage. I am proud and overwhelmed by these moments. While paying homage to those immortal martyrs on May 1st, I also go down to our great monk, Swami Vivekananda, who paved the way for peaceful, non-violent revolution. I am also happy to learn that Chicago is a center of life of African American people and the site of many battles in the great Black freedom struggle. Whose struggle for democracy gathers us all together today. Today, the whole world is passing through a period of war, violence, and unrest. There are only two options before it: destruction or mutual coexistence. Surely, the other way is better. The subject of my speech at the special session to be held in Chicago by this evening, claiming the gift of humanity, message of India in present contest, and the future of revolutionary non-violence. 15th August marked the independence of India. However, the day that India's independent flag was hurled in Delhi in 1947, the leader of its freedom movement, Mahatma Gandhi, was in Calcutta. While 15th August brought India freedom, the last act of the British was to cruelty between partition the country, leading to immense bloodshed and violence. During the last years of his life, Gandhiji went from village to village, fighting for unity and peace at great threat to his life. The partition of India into India and Pakistan, and eventually India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, has led to constant conflict. Mahatma Gandhi's dream was that India would be peaceful and united, and it is a dream that he works towards today. The role of US government in Asia is known in the case of Korea and Vietnam. However, while India never had to face a direct conflict from the US, we have been the target of covert operations. The historical role of the US government has been to increase tension and conflict in the region. The US leadership consistently opposed India's foreign policy of non-alignment and peaceful coexistence, including through the takeover of the entire island of the Diego Garcia for a US military base, arming to the teeth military regimes in Pakistan, including during the brutal massacre of Bangladeshi civilians in 1971, and US deployment of 7th Naval Fleet to threaten India with nuclear weapons during the Bangladesh Liberation War. Nevertheless, in the early 1970s, the South Asian subcontinent saw a golden age with the possibility of peace and cooperation. Indira Gandhi came to power with a landslide victory in 1971. The same year, Bangladesh was liberated under the leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The military leadership in Pakistan was overturned and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto became the country's first elected leader. Sri Lanka separated from the British Empire in 1972 under the leadership of Srimao Bandaranaike. All these four countries had heads of state who were committed to form a socialism, secularism, and peace. The situation became unacceptable to the US ruling class, and the activities of CIA increased greatly. In 1975, Bangladesh Mujibur Rahman was assassinated. Pakistan PM Bhutto was deposed in a military coup in 1977 and later hanged. Insurgency was spread in India, and Indira Gandhi was vilified and eventually assassinated in 1984. South Asia is yet to recover from the impact of these assassinations. There is no doubt that these policies of destabilization are the actions of US deep state, the same force which targeted Martin Luther King Jr. and the non-violent movement in the US. After the fall of Soviet Union, India's economy was opened up and new relations with the US were established. A section of the Indian people started seeing economic opportunities in the US. They think that the US is a heavenly escape from conditions in India. However, they don't know or understand the true America. Indians and Americans people share a deep bond because we are the lands that have given two world Mahatmas, the great souls, Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. While the Americans ruling elite was conspiring against India, the American people approached India in a very different way through struggles for civil rights, democracy, and world peace. Our two people are connected in a deep historical bond. India, we know and respect Martin Luther King Jr. Mahatma Gandhi taught the world ahimsa and satyagraha, non-violence and truth force. Further, he taught the Indian people abhay or courage. Non-violence is a fundamental belief in human being and humanity. It is not weak, but a strong force which allows us to resist injustice. Satyagraha is a call for us to always follow the path of truth. The future requires a non-violent struggle for the truth. Today, we celebrate James Lawson. In doing so, we celebrate both Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi. We at the Gandhi Global family are deeply committed to this legacy. We see ourselves as soldiers of peace who are part of movement of world peace. We seek to learn from the legacy of Revered James Lawson, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois. The world needs non-violence in international relations so we can move peacefully towards the truth. A real non-violent movement will require us to confront all forms of injustice, including racism, poverty, and the war. The world awaits the American people, answering the call of Martin Luther King Jr. to transform the unjust structures of this society and thereby transform the world. We join hand in hand with the American people in their fight for world peace. The Indian and American people can play a decisive role in the birth of a new peaceful world order, and that is our prayer for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram Mohanji, for that wonderful international perspective. And now I would like to call student Mr. Abel Muhammad to share a few words.